So the part 6 here is the narrative of visualization. We humans can process data in the form of visuals as well as raw data. However, it must be much further with images, data visualization than with the usual huge raw data. According to studies, the brain processes 90% of information visually, and people remember 80% of what they see compared to 10% of what they hear and 20% of what they read. So our brain work efficiently with visual feed information. This is another way to put it in another way. Publishers that feature visual content grow traffic 12 times faster than those who don't. It conveys that people tend to lean towards the visual information rather than raw data with tables and paragraphs. So the visual design and will convey our message more efficiently and interact with the audience more efficiently with the data visualization. So effective data storytelling can help our insights drive change. So this is the image of narrative, visuals, and data to explain, enlighten, and engage. The keys to data storytelling is the visuals, data, and narrative when with the audience make a perfect circle of data storytelling. Although data visualization is usually command for its ability to reveal stories hidden inside the data, these data stories differ significantly from traditional forms of storytelling. In certain cases, storytellers, particularly online journals, are increasingly adding visualization into their narratives, allowing the graphic to supplement the written narration. Data tales are not the same as traditional storytelling. Stories in both literature and cinema frequently present a sequence of events in tightly regulated order. So these are the images that is related to the design space, which generates interactivity and messaging with Machini Glass and Drill Down Story, where author-driven story authoring, heavy messaging, limited interactivity versus reader-driven weak ordering, light messaging, free interactivity. The storytelling clarity speed will efficiently convey the information that the author wants to the audience rather than asking questions and exploring its findings. So the data visualization will have a topic of design, and that includes the data visualization design is both an art and science, which makes it difficult for beginners to grasp. It is, however, a necessary skill if you wish to master data storytelling, make a powerful effect through content. The power of data visualization. Data design is particularly powerful because our brain is pre-wired to comprehend visual content much faster than words. It is easier for our brain to absorb, synthesize, and retain knowledge when we see and observe facts with our naked optical eye. Unfortunately, many individuals believe that simply throwing a few charts together constitutes a good data visualization design. But the data design should have certain frequencies and certain measures and certain techniques that should be followed for a perfect data visualization. And the first one is choose the chart that tells the story. You have to choose the chart, the type of graph, and the visualizing the data to be perfect scenario and perfect sync with the data. And removing anything that doesn't support the story, we have to remove the other things that is not necessary to imply into the chart. And listen for comprehension. We have to take a step back to finish visualization and learn what basic feature could be added, altered, eliminated to make data easier to understand. Because ultimate conclusion of the data visualization is the conveying of the information to the audience effectively. And comparison. It will be more easy when to compare the data when it is mentioned in a bar graph rather than in a per different set of colors and different set of diagrams and pictures. So there are a lot of differences here when we have to compare different data. So we will come with what type of data and what type of graph should be used to comparison relationships, etc. in the coming sections. So copying data is all about numbers to be sure, but it's usually utilized in conjunction with the copy to assist the put it in the context. However, we see data visualization content working against each other rather than together in many data visualizations. So to keep the chart and graph heading short and sweet. It's not necessary to be witty, eloquent, or puny. Any descriptive language above the chart should be succinct and relevant to the chart. Okay, and they should be used on purpose to draw attention to important information or to provide more context. So as professor told, the inclination from the left top coordinates toward the right bottom coordinates, an angle of driving from the top left to bottom right will surely increase the efficiency of a chart. When used correctly, color also implicates the thing of the graphical representation. If it is lighter, then if the lighter thing represents the smaller values and the greater things represents the larger values, then it's going to be good. Labeling is also important because the labels should indicate the values, the nominal and name values, which attracts the audience. And ordering should also be done as per the requirement, because the descending and ascending order will surely catch the eye of an audience. The top 10 data visualization best practices to identify the target audience and make sure our data is clean. So select the right chart, label our chart effectively, emphasize the important points, choose the best dashboard, format our chart for accessibility, make use of color, and ensure our data is readable in any format and accept feedback. So we'll go what type of charts is important, because the bar graphs are used for comparison. Tables can organize a lot of data. Line graphs show the interaction between two or more variables, whereas the area charts are similar to the line graphs with the exception that they shade the area beneath the lines and they cover more volume and area. And the relationship between two variables shown along axis can be used with scatter plots and everything. Labeling is also important as discussed above, and these are the things we have to mostly focus on. And accepting the feedback is also important because we should get our feedback from the audience and what they have received. Furthermore, we can increase our visualization techniques and talents. Thank you so much and thanks again. This is Vinod Kumar signing off. This is my presentation in ADTA 52505 final project, and all the best to all my peers.